Hey guys, this is Production Music Live with another tutorial. This is part 2 of the advanced sidechaining series. In part 1 we've covered the possibilities you have using MIDI tracks as sidechain input and how you can manipulate the signal by tweaking the attack, decay, sustain, release of your sidechain trigger. If you missed that episode, you will find a link in the description. In this tutorial we will talk about how sidechaining can support the groove of your lead, melodies and chords. Like in this case, I will show you now, it can make a huge difference. I'm playing those saw leads now with and without a sidechain, so listen. And without. So some days ago I bought this sidechaining tool by Nicky Romero called the Kickstart. And it's pretty simple to use. You can choose your sidechaining curve. And then you can set up the starting point and then basically you mix it in with this mix button here. I made 2 groups. Those 2 are the first group here and those 2 are the second group, and they using the same curves as you can see, but they are mixed in differently. So group 1 is mixed in more aggressively. As you can see, I've automated those 2 effect groups here, just those effect drags with on off. You can see the automation here. So this is on, off, on, and off, on. But then, of course, I wanted to replicate this with the Ableton compressor. And I started with this curve here, so you can see the signal is getting ducked, then it comes in really fast, and at the end it's getting ducked again. So I made this effect rack here, and it's automated like the Kickstart groups, just on off. And for this curve I used this compressor here, fast attack and fast release mixed in. Threshold all the way down. Then I created this sidechain track here, MIDI track. It's important that it is a MIDI track, and I've drew in those notes. So here the signal is getting ducked, then it comes in really quick, and then it's getting ducked again. So it was important to have a MIDI track as your sidechaining input, because on the compressor you have this attack knob, but it's different to this one. The attack time on your compressor just represents how long the compressor will take to kick in once the threshold is reached, but it doesn't tell you how smooth the signal is getting ducked. So this is what you're doing with this attack. If you're increasing it, this sidechain ducking effect will be smoother than if it's on 0. So in this case it would kick in suddenly, and if you increase this attack time, it is somehow smoother. So the second curve here was easier to make. Here it's just important to set the release time of your compressor right. So this is the compressor for this curve I showed you, and the release time is really fast. But here I'm using sidechain track number 3. I played around with this decay button, which is basically the release button on your compressor. So let's compare the Kickstart to the Ableton version. So sounds pretty much the same, but we can see that as well. Here's the Kickstart version. This is the Ableton compressor version, and this is how it looks like without any compression. So I hope this tutorial inspires you a little bit. Play around with different sidechain triggers, play around with the attack, decay, sustain, release, play around with the attack and release on your compressor. I just wanted to say that sidechaining is so important to your groove and to your whole mix and to your whole song actually. So take your time, and it's about those little tweaks here and there that makes it sound really nice. By the way, this is a template we just made. If you're interested, check out the link in the description. I hope you liked this tutorial. Subscribe to our channel, visit us on Production Music Live. We have a lot of templates, preset packs, sample packs, courses, and hope to see you next time. Bye.